yes, they could have scouted out the Elder Titan, but then you're moving around just for vision, like, instead of pressuring that hero away. Like, I just feel like whichever way Elder Titan approaches from, he could run up river. If you cast Spirit and Stomp and your hero doesn't have boots, he's going to get stunned, or he's going to get slept, and they're going to do a Spear off, and he's probably going to die afterwards. You can't let that happen while having that weak of reactive supports. Have somebody that could TP mid, throw a stun, and keep them alive. Something like that would be better than a Phoenix and an Enchantress. Neither of those heroes, if they're out of position, as soon as that gank happens, it's over. Yep. Tinker dies every time.
Right. Okay, we are in the draft, and that's an interesting first ban for OG.
Yeah.
What does that tell you, folks?
I'm not really too sure. I guess they just don't want to play versus it again?
It's clear they don't want to break their 100% Crystal Maiden streak, and they don't want to put it on the line here. Just ban the enchant. Let them pick Chen if they want to. I'm sure they've prepared lots of drafts like that. Like, oh, what if we let Enchantress through? We'll open Crystal Maiden, see which one they go for. If they go Chen, then have that counter.
Okay, so the Beastmaster has been let through because Na'Vi have focused on I guess hero bans more than they have meta bans.
Yeah, and I think that's why they banned the enchant. This time around, OG is first pick. They want to get that big hero through, like the Beastmaster. So, you know, Enchantress is not so much a throwaway ban, but it's not. If they ban the Beastmaster themselves or something else, then Na'Vi gets away with, you know, getting 2 reactionary picks to something that might not be as OP as Beastmaster.
Yeah, and I also think the Wisp, going back to the Wisp Enchantress as well, that's something that people were kind of afraid of Na'Vi before. Like, that's pretty much what they were running every single game, and they had a pretty decent run with it. But we do see now Void, Phoenix, great combo together.
I like it better here.
But yeah, again,
it's
okay
Phoenix
with the
first
Phoenix
too.
Much better here. Because, first of all, Beastmaster is going to roar on somebody, so you can heal that person, and then if they stay alive, it's going to offset the roar. If that's comboed with Void, then all you have to do is get him through the stuns, he can time walk, full heal, offset some nukes. And then also Sunray on top of Chronosphere is extremely good, especially if you can get like 2 or 3 heroes in a line, or that'll buy you time to Supernova. You can play around Supernova really easily with Chronosphere as long as you don't accidentally dive into it. I like that opener. I think it's way better.
Yeah, and part of the reason that we've seen Phoenix have such an abysmal win rate in this tournament is because of Nyx. And in this case, OG can't really pick Nyx. The Nyx player on the team would be either Crit or
Miracle.
Moon.
Or Miracle.
All right. All right. I mean, that guy plays everything, but I don't think we'll see it here. I think either Crit or Moon will take the Beastmaster, and then if it's a 4-position Nyx, I think that's really greedy with the Lion.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah.
I guess I could see that, yeah. But I wouldn't put them past picking it for
Sure.
for
I mean,
Miracle,
they just picked 4 melee heroes
Yeah.
at the Axe last game, so who knows?
Exactly. So OG does decide, you know, we don't want to deal with the Chen. We don't want to get, I guess, like kind of cheesed in a manner. They banned the Drow as well.
Yeah, that's 4 semi-cheesy heroes.
Yeah. And it's pretty much Navi's, those 4 heroes are pretty much Navi's most win-rated heroes lately, I feel.
So where will they go with their draft? Some lockdown, so maybe some lower cooldown fighting. Like right now, their team fights are really good.
So they're
with Void Phoenix. So.
in the last 3 months of heroes played more than 5 times. Their biggest win rate is on Lone Druid. 85%, yeah. 85% win rate. And then Lycan with 16 games played and an 81% win rate.
Yeah, I'm surprised more teams besides Liquid haven't been picking Lycan.
Yep. Does seem strange, doesn't it? We picked it out as one of those potential meta picks early on, but you're right, it hasn't really been seen that much.
It's kind of hard for them to grab mobile carries and things like that too, due to
Piranha?
line
Okay.
Beastmaster open.
This is a very similar draft to what they had the other day, you know, we were mentioning earlier.
It's not that different to draft 1.
Yep.
One change.
It's better set up for the Arrow this time. I mean, I think their lineup their first 3 at least synergize a lot better than it did last
Easily.
game.
Yeah, and I think they're probably going to go for what, like a Witch Doctor 4th, because it's, you know, quite good versus Beastmaster. It's just a staple hero that they've been running pretty much a lot. And, okay, I hope
Miracle Invoker.
that's always a treat.
I'm down with it.
Alright, I don't know if I'm insanely crazy to say this, but Shadow Demon for Na'Vi. Sets
Shadow
up
Demon?
Arrow, protects against Roar, protects against EMP combos, Lion setups, and I'm biased because I like the hero. Anyone?
I like it.
Okay.
Really?
I think it could work.
You like that hero?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite heroes.
I would wait. I would
Got
wait
ability
until.
called
So
Perch.
serious,
Come on.
I love it.
I would wait until OG picked their their carry to pick Shadow Demon.
Okay, because yes, against some carries, Shadow Demon is worthless.
So,
Right.
so you pick it 5th and they can't pick
Yeah.
into it anyway.
I mean, does anybody expect a Shadow Demon pick except for Purge?
well, they played it twice.
It has a 100% win rate in 3 picks of this tournament, I believe.
Yeah, and it's been picked twice by Navi in the last couple of months as well. And they've won one and lost one, so it is a possible one, but it's a quap.
Their team fight's so good right now.
Yep. Lots of synergy between the heroes, but they are kind of, I don't know, kind of cooldown reliant in comparison to OG right now. They have lots of like lengthy cooldowns on the 3 Phoenix, Void, and Queen of Pain.
They're really vulnerable to ganks as well, like not just because, basically just because they're squishy. One stun, Sunstrike, and Finger of Death or something like that, that's a dead hero every time. All of them are very vulnerable, so Vision's gonna be really important here.
And they do, and OG does have a Beastmaster, which is, yeah, quite lovely. So they still need probably crits hero here unless they decide to run a Beastmaster 4, which is very unlikely.
And they do need the No-Tail hero as well.
Yes.
I would definitely save No-Tail's hero for last.
Do you feel like it's just a jug game again? Or do they need something with more disable? 'Cause right now, they're clearly not as strong in team fight. They've got really good single target burst. Maybe he'll go EMP Tornado, can drain mana of Navi, and that'll offset a lot of their team fight disadvantage. But against Quap, Mirana, Void, Phoenix, like if the fight is just average both ways, I feel like they win that every time.
Really not sure.
Let's see what's available for No-Tail here. There's Juggernaut, there's Gyrocopter.
Panda.
Gyro's okay.
Super out of the box, but they have ran it before.
Panda's okay too. I like that.
They could
Except we'll
No-Tail
go
Panda and then put Moon, and then run a 4-position Beastmaster, and then put Moon on something more farm-oriented.
I feel like I haven't seen them playing in OG get Invoker in forever. I feel like it's always 3rd, 4th ban, or they just don't decide not to pick it.
They've got such great heroes for it too. It's like the dream setup line Beastmaster for Invoker.
I feel like we're missing something that's really obvious. Oh, and like we were saying, well,
finally a
about time.
Lycan pick, okay.
That's a really good pick here.
They have all the evil looking heroes basically.
I'm down with Purge.
Beastmaster's not that evil looking, is it? I guess he kind of has horns.
You were just strolling in the trees and that guy popped out.
Yeah,
You won't be scared?
I think I'd be scared of every single hero in the game if they popped out of the trees at me.
What about Crystal Maiden?
I'd be okay with techies.
It's actually really
Techies?
good. Well, it's a pretty good CM
I
game.
don't know, man.
Frostbite versus Quap.
I just want to make it clear to anyone, you know, I didn't mean I'd be okay with techies being picked right now. I just meant in terms of popping out the tree and not being that surprised.
Are you sure? It might get
scared.
picked, right?
Or scared. I might get bombed. So yeah, I have seen the Lycan. Yeah.
It's cool. It's synergy. They have tons of summons. That's the thing. This kind of just turned into a push lineup from OG,
I really like that
which
ban, though.
counters team fight.
I like that ban that they have there, the Ricky, because that can cause them a lot of disruption across all the lanes, just keeping an eye on where the Phoenix is. Of course, it's excellent versus the Queen of Pain and the
It's
Void throughout all
excellent against
stages.
every single one of their heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which case, why didn't they pick it 4th? Why
don't
would they
know.
go with the Lycan instead?
Like I
Just for
said,
the push?
I would have preferred picking No-Tail's hero last.
That's what they have for crit. They have Doom,
Yep.
the ones that
Doom's
he's been
been
played more recently. Doom, I guess Earthshaker, he played one of the games, I believe. But Doom is probably the most, unless he plays the Beastmaster and they pick a completely different thing from Moon, they can still be a little bit outside the
they
Do you
box.
think if they pick
Enigma or
Doom, that's
something?
like super greedy?
What about like Enigma?
It is extremely greedy if they pick Doom. Extremely greedy. I think Enigma kind of is the same.
Yeah,
Can't they just like push or something? Like they've got 4 heroes that have summons.
I don't think
There's
that's
not much wave
necessary.
clear on Navi.
I don't think that's necessary.
Gives team fight too.
If they, let's say they pick an Enigma, what you want with Lycan is for him to hit level 4 or 6 and then just go into the
jungle, which
Into the
is Enigma
jungle?
would be there.
That's a more
true.
OG hero.
Much more safe as well. It's just
Yeah.
it's consistent. You know, it fits the entire theme of the draft.
also great against Void, and if somebody gets arrowed, you can always swap him out.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
amazing. Yeah, amazing versus Void. That's a really
And then
good
you have the
point.
auras between Venge and Beastmaster, also great for pushing with the Lycan.
I do want to say though, in this patch, they've only won one of the 4 games they've played when they've run Lion, and they've only won one of the 4 when they played Venge, so it's not been a particularly...
But their draft looks so
But
good.
the draft looks
Their
good,
draft
isn't it?
looks-
Just
That was
well rounded.
actually
Amazing
the
right
perfect
now.
pick. Gives them all the defensive options they need. It synergizes with the push, with all the auras they have. It looks real good.
So where does Navi
Na'Vi-
go? 5.
Witch Doctor still is
Yep.
jumping out at me at least. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's perfect.
for sure, Witch Doctor.
Good shout.
That is pretty much almost the same draft that they had the other day that they won, but instead of the Queen of Pain, they had a Bat Rider.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much to all three of you. We are headed back to our commentary team, so let's hand it back right now to Melini and Toby1 for Game 2.
Thank you very much. Of OG going up against Na'Vi. The drafts are in. Everything's locked, and Na'Vi needs to play catch-up. One game, and they're in the lower bracket in the rough part of the world. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. We're going to go straight to the game because it's already getting ourselves underway. And Melini, I can't wait for this. I can't wait. I'm actually hoping that the fans here for Na'Vi actually have something to cheer for.
I didn't think it would turn out like this after the group stage.
I don't think anyone really did. But at the same time, actually, maybe there were a few, because like Navi went through. Then he said at the end of his interview as well. It's like maybe the group wasn't as powerful as it needs to be to say, hey, Navi has been fully tested to know that they're back. And this is kind of it for them. Like OG hitting their stride. Navi needed revenge for what happened at Dream League, and they're going to try and find it now.
And looking at OG's lineups, I don't really see how Navi are going to deal with this many summons. You have Lycan Wolves, you have Beastmaster summons, potential Forge Spirits. Like, there's just so many things that, like, the casts aren't going to be that effective. Arrows are just going to get constantly blocked, even inside a Chronosphere.
Yeah. This from OG really is the old school kind of thing, where you have mass summons, you have mass auras. We're talking about how easy it is to slip in a Roshan General, being the Watchman. We went arrow first level. He actually can't get away from this one. There's no leap available. The stun's there, the Sunstrike from Miracle straight off, and there she is. OG will spill first blood. They gave it to the Invoker as well, who will also claim the top rune. But then again, it's 30 seconds until the runes are up. Maybe Navi will have some time to try and contest.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you hold on to skill points.
Next thing we just need to have is someone not carrying a TP, and we've got the whole enchilada. But OG, wow, what a start you could ask for as well. Like, your mid-invoker is the one you also ensure gets first blood.
That's a panic play, too, by the Mirana. They didn't drop him a Reserve Reward up there.
Well, Miracle can at least play catch. As the arrow connects, the dive through, and the rune, it was actually picked up by Snako. He gets the bounty rune, and so does Dendi on the bottom. So I suppose it's a consolation prize. You gave away first blood, but you get both the runes.
Yeah, Invoker, though, much happier with the first blood and a bounty rune.
Yeah, you're going to be ecstatic about that.
Man, Miracle is just crazy on this Invoker, though. Crowd pleaser, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot of K's worth of MMR going to work in the mid lane, but it will be a double lane. So we didn't see this as strong in game number 1, where you're looking for maybe Tinker as well as that bloody flaming bird, the Phoenix, to work together. But they are together up against Miracle. That leaves the main callers in the safe lanes. We're talking about Didier in the Faceless Void, and Notel sitting up there as the Lycan. He is, of course, the lover of dogs in the Dota scene.
Yeah, I like when they put him on the pushing hero, though.
Yeah, it's a pushing hero and a really strong fighting hero too.
I think they struggled a lot when they put Miracle in the safe lane, and they were like, oh, okay, what kind of heroes do we need to give to No-Tail? Because you can't really get a farm-oriented hero just because Miracle eats up every lane and all the newts, because he's really efficient at farming.
So they just gave him like tanky heroes that can survive on just levels like hey, have a Razor, good luck, enjoy.
Razor, Viper, Dragon Knight, Death Prophet especially.
And really want to keep our eyes on this mid lane. It's not just because crits here, it's the fact that like Dendi still doesn't have any kind of burst damage. He went for the blink as well as for the strike from the get-go up against the Exort currently of Miracle. He is going for the Quas Exort build this time around, so there's no Quas Wax. Oh, no creep camp there. No easy money for a Mirana Arrow. The advantage, and maybe something that should have been read from Na'Vi as well. Like, you lose your Mirana on top of your own Secret Shop, you've got to expect some kind of ward there. And they did actually try and do it. There's a sentry ward just in range, but obviously it takes a little bit longer to get in there and get rid of that ward.
Art style has not been able to play that greedily in his own jungle. He had Observer Ward down at the start, so he knows that Moon is nowhere close to the lane. But he was just level, I think he only got 1 stack at the start when he did the small pull.
What do you actually think about this with the bottom lane? The fact that you're abandoning the bottom lane as OG and allowing Artstyle to try and throttle the lane with the pulls. So you're going to be looking at the 6-6 combo coming out, the Faceless Void as well as the Witch Doctor Death Ward. What do you think about like OG willing to give that away? Like, do they get enough in return by having Moon inside the Dire jungle?
They ensure Moon's farm. Beastmaster's got nerfed after nerf, so his Call of the Wild is just not that strong when you're talking about dealing with a Witch Doctor, one of the best heroes at dealing with the summons versus MP and versus Beastmaster especially. So just not taking that risk. I'm sure he would have been able to get experience, but they just want gold on him for that maybe double early Necro push.
A change up from game number 1 where OG probably won't be able to hold the same vision advantage. They do have that perfect ward in the lane, which Fly will see. Wave of Terror is out, paralyzing cast, just bounces back into Fly. He's not going for anything here, he's just trying to disrupt the pull. But the Observer Ward, as we showed before on the screen, the fact that it's already been sentryed up. So it just requires someone from Na'Vi to walk over there and realize that it's there. So OG would be a little bit blinder on the map than they were at this time of game 1.
They still got a couple of blocks in, so that general can't arrow that large camp. So even if it does get taken down, it did some economic damage. So Nico going for a smoke to drop an Observer Ward, very similar to Crit's play from last game.
Well, Snake is actually trying to contest Moon. Don't let Moon have all that space with the Observer Ward down. Like,
Crit's just smoked up to the south of him.
Okay. Can loop in. And again, Snako won't break it. He still sticks around. In fact, he's actually trying to steal the creeps. He'll get one of the Hellbears and gets all the experience for it as well. That's a level 3.5 Phoenix.
Well, the smoked hasted Lion going up the top lane.
Yeah, that's where you want to be looking. Crit, can he find the opening with that movement speed? They look towards General. The Hex to start with. Artstyle, paralyzing cast, causing close up to bounce around. General leaps away. Artstyle keeps that restoration up, giving General a little bit more life, and they'll escape it. So the smoke unsuccessful there for OG. Snako wants to dive in, and he's going to go for it as well. Turns on the stun ray, and Fly, the hero which he's manipulating so well, is going to actually turn on him, even with the extra stun. It wasn't enough to create the space, and Fly will drop. Makes it 1-1 on the board. Now Diddy Ra, and he's only getting a little aggressive on Moon. He has the Chronosphere, but without the Wish Doctor support, it ain't gonna happen.
That fight would have turned out a lot differently had he landed the Earth Spike immediately after the Hex. You waited a little bit too long, or maybe just thinking that he was dead with the Sunstrike. Maybe the Sunstrike could have come out half a second earlier, but with Mirana escaping there, not good news at all.
Yeah, it's actually like buy space. General's going fishing on top lane. But a buy space now for the rest of Na'Vi's cause to continue to farm up. The fact that you've still got a Faceless Void, who's now up to 2.8k in the net worth. He's a full 700 in front of the Lycan. We can look for the pushing to come a little bit later, but at the same time, you can also look for Dendi to have a little bit more of an influence once he's able to get these levels up and running. He'll hit these level 6, and then we had a lot of burst damage and some quick rotations from a Queen of Pain. Something which you won't really feel from Miracle early on.
The thing about it, though, he does not actually need a move. They have Roar to set up for Sunstrike. They have the Lion combo. Even a swap into a stun can set up for a Sunstrike kill. So he can be efficient and get kills, whereas Dendi, he has to move around if he wants to participate.
OG's trying to find something down here on the bot lane. Like, okay, Diddy Ra is in the neighborhood. He's going to bounce himself out of here. He's still got Chrono, and while Time Walk is up, he's not really under any real kind of pressure. Because he should be able to tank it out. And in fact, Arstyle's now moved down. They want to fight in this bot lane if they can.
They need a TP though on Quap. It's coming out on Chicken right now, but they don't have enough damage to take Chrono right there.
He still doesn't have level 6, however. So the TP's coming out, but Dendy still needs another half level. Like, until that's on him, then Dendi doesn't really have a good reason to jump down. His burst damage isn't that scary because he went for a 2-1-2 build over on the Queen of Pain.
Nice sentry ward from Crit. Maybe he'll get 2 Observer Wards with that.
At the same time, when he starts the D-ward, okay, the Sunstrike. Left on top of a hillside. Well, at least you know she's not going to be coming down from that. And that gives a free kill over to Miracle. He's now claimed both of the kills for OG, both First Blood. The fact that it took 7 minutes for OG to get themselves another kill shows you the pace of this game. 3 kills in 7 minutes.
Their line is more based around pushing. They do have good kill potential. Maybe once Finger comes out. Or if Navi's out of position. But here, see first T1 starting to get beat on by No Tail.
And that's why they TP up towards that top lane. Make sure Notel can't do as much free damage as he'd like to. Obviously, he's got a catapult as well as a couple of wolves. He's quite happy to do some chip damage and get a response out from Na'Vi at the least. And Na'Vi doesn't really push back, do they? Like, they've got a lineup which also doesn't have... Like, their push lineup is quite terrible, in fact. Until Mirana gets more farm and Queen of Pain is a little bit more liberal with her abilities to clean the waves up.
We'll see what Bill Faceless Void goes, though. Maybe they'll have pretty good anti-push on Na'Vi. If he goes perhaps Vanguard Radiance, it's really good versus all these summons. I'm just worried about him tanking too many Necro books and not having any mana to do anything in the fights.
Or what would be your alternative then? Find something that works with the BKB early on? Like go for the Maelstrom early on or something like that?
He already committed for the Ring of Health, so...
Okay, so he is...
Either Battle or Vanguard.
And the simple rotations from Na'Vi, it looks like they're still hoping for some kind of opening. But they haven't had any luck just yet.
Quap's still only level 6 with level 2 Scream. It's not that big of a threat right now. But, as you said, maybe waiting to set up somewhere with Faces Void.
Why is Denny that under-leveled? Okay, crit. Okay, blink forward. The Sun Ray. Man, that does so much work. At least the Sun will reach him. It's Taneko! Almost going down. The Sunstrike comes so close. And crit with a Shadow Strike on him. He will or should survive through this. That is a higher level. It's only a level 2 Shadow Strike, but he will live.
That's some ungodly reaction speed from him.
Art style, top lane. Nope, there's no follow through. The walls are perfectly blocking. General is never going to hit that arrow follow up against Notel.
And it will be a Vanguard for Faceless Void.
Well, the Wiger build is coming out. It's real.
I think it's good this game. Mass summons, lots of small instances. Combine that with Necros.
Considering OG's also giving you space and time to farm up.
Yeah, he needs to be able to tank up so that the Queen of Pain can dish out damage in team fights. Man, Dendi always just has so many denies. He has 33 denies.
He's just trying to dominate his mid lane and doing a pretty damn good job of it. And with a little bit of help, which comes from the smoke movement from Artstyle as well as Seneko, they're coming up and maybe they can find something inside the jungle. That Observer Ward, which was planned a long time ago by Seneko, is obviously timed out now. But with the smoke movement, they got a glimpse of Miracle.
They see Dendi moving up from mid though. That's just a dead giveaway that something's about to go down.
It feels a little optimistic, however, doesn't it? Like, you bring in both a Witch Doctor as well as a Phoenix, both who do not have their ultimates, and then you try and, like, contest the farm inside the jungle. And maybe that's all it really was. Maybe it wasn't really an attempt at a kill. It was just contest inside the jungle. If they do, like, if they're on that small cliffside, then Denny can blink up in Sonic Wave.
Right. If there's someone there, they get a free kill. If someone's not there, they get an Observer Ward and can
well, they get a free kill.
later.
This is a free kill. This is more than a free kill. Okay. Denny doesn't want to be too aggressive on it. Denny Ra's waiting for the right time, so here he comes. Chronosphere, crit. Just an early paralyzing cast, but it doesn't really matter. The damage is still there. So they take what they can get. That puts the Lion down, and OG instantly try and go for a counter. Howling up, pushing that bottom lane. Denny Ra will rotate down. There's no Chronosphere, so OG will feel a lot more confident here. But they are still, well, okay, they're lingering. Moon has Roar available, and now they go into Dog Fog. Seneko into the Sunstrike, catching up Moon with that bounce in the paralyzing cast. Just won't get away from him. Denny Ra, he needs one big hit. He does not have it yet with a leap forward. Moon will go down. He was trying to reach that one remaining Harpy to deny himself. Could not do it, so Notel burns his ultimate. And OG, you can't blame him for wanting to go for that. Chronosphere is down, you gotta feel good.
Man, Denny Ra has truly committed to the carry Void build. He just picked up his first point in time dilation, which is really good versus Invoker. Still, way better for farming. It's not like you're going to be using it on creeps.
You got a guy who's got 87 last hits, 2 kills to his name, no death, sitting at 5.5k net worth. Denny Ra should feel very, very comfortable with his current position.
Kiting though with Necro Books and even Mana Drain on Lion could pose an issue for him because his mana pool is not that large.
But that's when he relies on his teammates to do exactly what they did. Create small openings, get the quick pickoffs, and then continuously go back into the farm. We still haven't seen any kind of movement. Like, you know, you said, like, hey, nah, like, they'll come to Dendi instead. But right now, like, Dendi...
They're setting up for top right now, though.
Okay. Unfortunately, at least for Na'Vi, they've already left the top lane. But yeah, Dendi is... He's still looking pretty damn good. He just hasn't had any real influence on the map just yet. Snake got Obs and Sentry down, so they see Notar going back into the lane.
If he dies, they lose the mid T1. And
Yeah.
that's the big problem for him right now. They even got a kill on the mid lane, and they still lost the tower on bottom and weren't able to transition into a tower of their own. And that's just kind of the nature of Navi's lineup, not being able to push that well, and OG's lineup is they can just sweep down objectives even when they're down one man.
This isn't even the timing of their push lineup, right? Like, we still are waiting for the Necro level 3s to arrive from the Beastmaster, the Lycan to get a little bit stronger as well. Same for the Invoker with all the summons. This is also one of the few games where we may see multiple Necro books.
Yeah, very likely. Beastmaster already has one, and I would be very surprised if Lycan didn't get one. But with that T1 tower already taken down, Vlad's already completed, OG head around the Roach Pit.
Look at the Vladimir's over on the Lycan, so just slip in. Seneko.
Successful scan on art style. And they...
Seneco's coming up behind him, however, so Arstyle will move forward. He'll dive in. Seneko getting hexed up the finger of death. Make sure he's gone very, very quickly. Now the Chronosphere. Didirai only caught Arstyle, however. No one from OG. In fact, Notel jumps in there just to make him feel a little bit better about things. But that's both the supports of Na'Vi getting mopped up, and that is an easy invitation for OG just to rotate into Roshan. Mistakes were made.
Perhaps he shouldn't have skilled up Chrono either.
Wow. Brutal.
Well, that's a free Roach for OG.
It is. Immortality for the Invoker. I'm going to beat his own little drum with that one as he also completes up his drums.
And Didiara not committing for the Radiance, instead going for the Echo Saber. Synergizes well with the max level bash, if he can hit anyone.
He's going to get close enough to him. He's gone full Savage, man. Mid lane, that'll serve everyone's out. Crit again, the perfect initiation. Slips through the trees. Didiara wants the revenge of the Sonic Wave. Hits all 5 heroes, but it's minimal damage to Sunstrike. It does the real one. Faceless Void will drop. He can buy back if they want to try and defend this tier 1 tower. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, you have that Mirana doing the split push. Mamoon is making sure there is nowhere to hide. Basically taking out every tree to that south side. Arstyle gonna get stunned up. There's that cold snap going to work. Came in way too close to what appeared to be a futile attempt to deny the tower. Ends up feeding his life. And OG, they can just keep going. This is minion army from OG. This tier 2 tower's days are not even, like, I don't even put a number on it. It's not that long.
I don't really blame Didiara for missing that Chrono, because there's fast moving Lycan. They have vision, or OG has vision and Navi doesn't, but it's just a really costly mistake. They don't have that many teamfight ultimates. Queen of Pain ultimate, she can always hit. Supernova kind of got wrecked by the finger from Crit.
Yep.
All they have left to rely on is the Faces Void Chronosphere, and that's a very long cooldown.
Didiara just walked underneath the Hawk. No. They saw him perfectly, and OG is being gifted to them on a silver platter at the moment. Navi just going in one by one. Wants a couple of legs missing from this table because currently there's some tilt going on from Na'Vi. And OG, they go tier 2 tower. Like, nothing can stop this. You've got Chronosphere available, they've got combos available, but you have to wait for Sonic Wave. Like, it's the only, the big source of damage which is missing at the moment.
I don't think they can fight at all. It's like you have to stop them very, very early on against a Lycan lineup. Once you lose the first tower, you're just very likely going to lose 2, 3, 4 more because of that gold, and then the Roche, and then you don't want to fight because they have ages. And then by that time, you're like, oh, well, I'm 5 towers down. How do we fight? We're just 6k, 7k down the drain.
You know, currently have no money, and they have all the money. Means we have no items and they have everything.
They also had Didiara just parked on bottom for a very, very long time, getting up his farm. Still most and last is, but nowhere close to top of net worth.
At least this game is different from game number 1. Like, at least you've got that synergy between the Na'Vi players, like, as opposed to just having, like, this small little individual skill that's there. Like, you've got something that can work together. Even if it hasn't worked together in this game, it still exists. So they have something which they can maybe snap out of and go, okay guys, we get that Chronosphere, we get the combo with the Nova, we're able to find small damage dealing items to get themselves back into the game. I said after Ags is done, maybe you find something a little bit more potent over on the Mirana, not have moments like this, which is just too easy for OG to do.
I was half expecting the taunt coming out from Crit as he just walked away casually.
If it was Moon, he would have dropped every single item on his feet and just said, yep, pick it up if you survive the Sunstrike.
The game 2 taunt curse, though.
Level 3 Necrobooks are now done over on the Beastmaster.
Miracle could also go Necrobook if he wanted to. He has the gold for it.
It wouldn't be too bad if you want to force up high ground. Most of the Invokers these days normally go for more there's a lot of Like, I have team fight oriented builds, control, that kind of jazz. And Na'Vi, they smoke. They do not want to let this keep going. They have to put a stopper somewhere. The question is, where do you draw the line?
So now there's only one target, even if he didn't have Aegis.
General seems to be in the perfect position to get chronoed. Miracle, well, there's your stun stray. They're able to get a time lock off him as well. And there's your Chronosphere, catching out Moon 2. Miracle's going to burn. There goes the Death Ward. Moon's ticking down. The Nova's perfectly positioned as well. The Sonic Wave will connect to bring down the Invoker. He'll be back in a moment. And now the Lion, Notal can't escape from this one. Turn on the Sunray. The Dog's on the run, but Miracle's back into the engagement. Able to pick up the Queen of Pain. So Denny is down. And now it's Na'Vi retreating. You start to see how Money is able to win OG's game here. No target higher than the tree lines and almost no life. While the rest of his team mop up Na'Vi, leaving only that Faceless Void standing.
Jeez, look at Miracle's damage that fight. Relative to everyone else's. That was with a pretty good Sonic Wave, I thought, from Bendy.
No, everything looked great, but you're still battling up against Aegis. You're still battling up against the strength. And Notel, like, you thought they had him, and then he went dog form, and then there was no more control left.
Yeah, and they got the Necro books off before they died.
Okay, they seem to have vision of Didira. Well, he gets hit by the Sunstrike.
So now comes the choke. Necro 3 on Beastmaster with a gem, with a Hawk. Take down all the wards.
They basically start playing blind for Na'Vi. But at that point, what was it? Like, you just smoke? That's all? Like, you smoke, go into Moonlight Shadow, try and close the distance. At the same time, like, Na'Vi had that on the top lane. Like, they Moonlight Shadowed, and you could see him. Like, General was just standing there right in front of him the entire time. Goodbye, Snako.
They had the smoke, but not the element of surprise. There was Miracle on front with the Aegis, and everyone behind them.
They wanted him to go down at the start. That was the play. Fly, oh, the swap into the Roar. Fly still got more life. General can't even kill off a Vengeful Spirit.
Baited out with the raindrops.
Protected by the magical damage. Nice cheap item. Nice balance.
And that fight, they also did not have sentries, or else they would have just killed the
wow.
instantly.
Crit. This is just... It's not even his home. This is home invasion right now against Na'Vi. They just jump in, crit. He meant to pay the price for this one. He's trying to dodge the Sunray, but it's not going to be possible. But it doesn't also matter. The tier 2 tower dropped on top. OG's coming in. The Necros are up. The Forge, the Boars, basically the whole menagerie is here for OG. Ready to push into the tier 3 towers. And they get the fortification out from Na'Vi already, so Na'Vi don't even have that ace up their sleeve. But they have to try and defend. They have every ulti, they just don't have every hero at the moment. So in 13 seconds, Dendi is up. So Didira's posturing here doesn't really achieve much. All they can do is get rid of the Necro units, which is nice, but you still lost your tier 3 tower and your tier 2 tower for what was a Lion for Queen of Pain trade on the bot. And there's more kills that are easily being fed into the Invoker. Every one of these is like finger first, Sunstrike gets the kill.
As you mentioned, though, they still have the large upside of Faceless Void ult, and they don't even need the Sonic Wave anymore. They have the Ags on the Mirana. Double Starfall will do a lot of damage, regardless of how many summons there are.
They just need to stop getting picked off so they have the combo.
They also need to stop the Roche. That's really good at dealing with heavy teamfight ultimates such as Chronosphere.
Well, Roshan is up potentially in 40 seconds time. So Na'Vi can maybe put their eyes over there then, but...
They need to take a big fight before. Dendi has his Orchid. I think this is probably the best bet at catching OG out by surprise. Someone who think they might be safe, such as Lycan or Invoker, can get picked off here.
I love how we compare both Crit and art style, where like, Crit's done so much work this game, but the stats don't reflect it. Like he set up Miracle, so Miracle could be 10 kills for 0 deaths with 2 assists. That's how much work this has happened. Like the nearest to him, like it's 8 kills the difference between Miracle and everyone else right now.
Crit did have the aid of having 6 towers plus Roche Gold, which is kind of a free blink for a Lion.
That is very true.
It's a lot easier to make plays once you have the blink. He made that one play with the invisibility too, which was very good. Well,
but this is always the way OG played. Like it was take out a lot of early towers and you find out those critical items. Even if you want to date back to like what was it, MLG New Orleans, where they had like the big the Lotus Rush.
Oh, Moonlight Shadow, Roshan respawning in just 30 seconds time.
Oh, they really need an opening here. Dira needs to get himself closer. They're further to the north, but the Observer Ward's down. They know it's there,
A scan comes out for good measure, just to make sure that they weren't moonlight shadowed or smoked.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have...
Oh, they still see everything. They're baiting abilities out. Sunray actually just went on cooldown here and crit. Okay, maybe not getting caught in the trees was the greatest thing in the world. Paralyzing Cask will also create some space. The arrow hits into Notal. Dandy, okay, they're going to commit here. Do they have a chrono as well? Sonic Wave's up. Fly actually taking it for the team. The Deathblow will finish the job. But in comes Miracle trying to create space, but it's Moon who picks up Artstyle. Artstyle already did his job for the team. But Diddy Ra caught behind the lines of OG with no way to escape.
He just dies in a Hex. The Vanguard isn't saving him at all. And OG take a big fight around Roche, and
they just wanted a quick kill. Like, Na'Vi just wanted a quick kill and escape. That's all. That's all he wanted, and they can't even have that. And this is that scary factor. The fact that the Aegis Immortal is now going to go into the hands of OG. If they want to, they can just look towards maybe the top lane.
I think they just go straight bottom. It's much quicker, and the wave's already there. If they go top, I mean, it's...
I suppose, like, the tier 3 tower doesn't take long to get rid of, does it?
Yeah, and Chronosphere is down right now for another minute, so they have a small window if they wanted to push. They also have that Observer Ward set up on the bottom lane, and top, for that matter.
What do you even do if your face is void at the moment? Like, you're not finding the damage output. You've obviously, because you're going for the Echo Saber and there's been no momentum carrying you through, this is definitely not a Radiance game anymore.
BKB, I suppose.
But is that too defensive? Is that just a game which it lets you stay in the game but doesn't let you win it?
They can't control him from getting stunned. Roar will kill him, Blink Lion Hex will kill him, and there's not really a way around it.
Yeah. So you just hope you get the perfect Chronosphere and pick up some other damage dealing item?
I think so, I guess.
Well, OG just gets to be patient. They're not on any clock. They know they got this game pretty much in the bag. A 16k net worth still sitting on the Invoker and rising rapidly. Maybe they even wait for like that BKB. Is that the next one as well for the Lycan? No more pesky magical damage coming his way. Oh, the Hex. They catch it out. Moon's gonna go for the Roar as well. Diddy Ra's in a hell of a lot of trouble. 56 seconds on the sideline with no buyback, with a buyback available. At least he has that.
It's looking quite grim.
It most definitely is. And OG, they are going to slip themselves in through the top lane now. The creep wave's on its way.
Yeah,
Faceless Void won't be back up in time.
Lycan with a nice cheap item in the armlet. Looking to spend all his gold right before they push. And hopefully end the game for OG.
Well, they'll try it. Na'Vi, still 20 seconds. The question is, can OG pressure early enough and do enough damage to the racks where they can bait out the buyback? Now Artstyle, 3 hits from Miracle, and he's already down with no buyback available on the Witch Doctor. They don't have the combo, so Na'Vi have to just let one Rax go. And they don't have their combination to even repel OG. Maybe they can take out 1 or 2 heroes, but it's going to commit everything they've got to do it. And OG are going to give them the space. They take the tier 3 tower, Faceless Void is up, and they'll give them the respect. They're bailing out.
OG seems to just be too good of a matchup versus Na'Vi. Their early and mid game is way too strong. Na'Vi very static in their lanes without a roaming art style. And this just translates to seemingly quick and easy victories for OG.
I'll say goodbye to your Lycan.
It's a nice catch.
Yeah, anything. Na'Vi will take anything right now. Like, donations are accepted by Na'Vi. And having someone like Lycan without buyback for 50 seconds means they can at least push back out. Maybe you can get a damage dealing item over on General. Normally labeled as one of like the worst progressing heroes as far as physical damage goes, at least. Even with the Veil as well as like the double Starfall combo he's currently got.
They need more items on Void. I think he's been sitting with the same items for a good 10 minutes.
Well, there's your blink, so you got your wish.
Are OG going to be in a position though where they get caught by a chrono?
I don't know.
And Venge has to be in there too.
There's also the other question. Can Na'Vi do enough damage during the Chronosphere? You got a BKB build coming out of the Queen of Pain. Artstyle has been getting popped before the fights even begin. This is problematic, and then the jump in, the Sunstrike, perfect mark, but Dendy triggers the regeneration rune. He'll actually survive through this. And crit, he's tried it once, he tried it twice, and on the third time, it failed. You can't blame him, however. If he killed off Dendi, then OG would feel so confident to go up. Trade-off of the Lion for that is perfect, because you just remove the damage, or even remove the Orchid effect from the fight.
But do you see your Miracle's net worth?
Yeah, he's a one-man army. I say he's a one-man army. Technically, he's got the power of magic on his side. There's Faceless Void. Does he want to commit the Chronosphere at the moment? There goes your Moonlight Shadow. They're trying to get Faceless Void out there, but with the Sentry Ward down and the Gem of True Sight also being lost. Faceless Void, he's gone. 50 seconds on the sideline. And OG now found their window.
And you can sense this Yara's desperation jumping in on him, losing Saneko's gem in the process, and not even getting a sliver of health down on Miracle. Age is going to tick out in about 10 seconds time.
Oh, swap fly, General. But that Ether Lens is such a long way from home. They buy back instantly over on the Mirana. This is it right now for Na'Vi. It's defend or die. It's the only way this really does end. And with a deafening blast from Miracle, he captures 3. You're diving from Taneko, now going with the Death Sword, as well as the Nova. OG just want to bail out of here. They'll end up losing the Vengeful to a Miracle. He's on a slither of life, and Dendi. Crit's able to stun him, control him, allowing Moon to finish the job. You're able to get the stun out from General, chasing No-Tail into the tree lines. So tick off that Lycan from your list, but Moon also on the run, so low. Is there Sunray? Is there something? No, there's a double, basically, ravage from Crit, keeping R-Style and Saneko out. They're on the run, there's rotation on the way. It's coming in from the Mirana, in from the north, and maybe they can find one. Crit, yep, there's the arrow in the tree line. OG will end up losing a couple of heroes. They do, however, still take melee racks. So they got what they came for, at least, even if it did cost them.
And there's a pretty bounty on Miracle's head. 15 kills on him, he'd be like 1,100 gold, 1,200 gold if they actually managed to kill him. Stick blink out at the last second.
If they can manage to kill him. That guy is like loaded. And he's got the rest of his teammates, his bodyguards, you could basically say. Well, there's no way they're going to mess with Fly.
Yeah, poor Dendi. He's half Miracle's net worth.
I don't know what he's really meant to do, however. Again, it's kind of, it's probably something too, I'm wondering if the panelists are going to label, is the fact like Dendi's rotations never really happened. You never really felt Dendi's presence on the map. Like you waited for them to come and then all of a sudden it was like it was on OG's terms that these engagements ended up happening.
Who's supposed to set up for kills for him though?
Yeah, it's the problem.
I think it was maybe Yara. Could have moved around a little bit more, ditch the lane, give it to a support. Especially if he has a ring of health for sustain. But when he just parked on bottom, no one's really scared. Even when he TPs out, you'll still have time to react, especially with the vision that OG have, given the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Which a lot of teams thinks is just a simple mistake, giving a OG.
You almost need like a third position Void in this game. That would have been better. Like a proper one.
Yeah, this game might have been a lot different had they placed the Faceless Void in the off lane and Mirana in the safe.
Bottom lane, OG's on their way, grouping up together as they prepare. They've already got the mid cripples. The top lane is basically destroyed. So all they need right now is to start chipping away at the bot lane. And with the double level 3 Necro books ready to go, you go Miracle is just itching as well, just to combo out.
I think in these games though, you cannot give Miracle the start that he had. This game it was just easy. First blood, last game, he had that nice skewer on a Dendi.
It just seems so easy as well for him, like with all of that, and then you also like have Crit doing his work. And you come in, every time his finger rotates off cooldown, he's just like, hey Miracle, like can you click this point? I'll give you money. It's not a difficult thing. Beastmaster Raw, gonna go off, they're looking for the opening, it's gonna be Dinirai, one charge turns around, and now it's Moon who's in trouble. Say goodbye to the Beastmaster, he tried to go for it. The push came in through the bottom, fortification, able to repel that from OG, but not completely. Necros are still up, so OG don't want to back out completely just yet. And you actually have to send the Void back. Yeah, he's actually getting mana. They didn't have enough mana for a Chronosphere. There's no way for Na'Vi just to rotate down and try and have a crack. That's the downside about battling against like a Beastmaster with Necrobooks. Style? The Observer would allowed Miracle to see exactly what he wanted. The stun's out too. And now with the Stun Strike, Danny trying to tank it up with him. Shouldering that load, they get rid of the Forge Spirits. Now Didira moves forward. General also, BKB's up the arrow. It flies past Fly, but the Sun Ray will still do the work. Na'Vi are finding openings. Didira, remember, he's still got Chronosphere. They just need a target, and now he's got one. It's Notel. He needs the two of them together. It almost had it. Notel moved down south, but not outside the Chronosphere. General's going to stick with him. Then now into the tree lines. Can Didira finish the job? Does he even have the damage output? Arrows are flying through, but it's too far off target. General needs to keep that Starfall going. Notel goes for ulti form. Won't happen. Moon BTing onto the back of the boars. He blinks up and realizes he's already too late to save his teammate. So you can say goodbye to Lycan. The Forge Spirits try to do what they can to bring down the tier 3 tower on bot lane, but Na'Vi have to go home. There's too many foreign units inside their base.
And Miracle still making the best of the bad situation. Taking down that mid-range Rex.
No, he doesn't have vision. I thought for a moment he would slip past Miracle. He doesn't have Chronosphere, he only has the gem.
OG thinking that Na'Vi are slightly more underfarmed than they are. Just a little bit more damage, or a little bit less HP on Na'Vi, and they would have had that kill and the kill that crit one for earlier. But luckily for them, Aegis and Cheese should make the next push very, very easy, on top of a BKB from Miracle.
So this is when we ask the question, can Na'Vi come out and contest, or can they even slip it themselves before... No, actually they can't, they don't have damage for it.
They have to contest.
Okay. That's going to be difficult when you got two lanes pushing in and you got no real split pusher. Like, you don't have someone like an Ember Spirit who can just leave a Spirit behind, BT up to a lane and keep the push out. OG can be very, very patient around the pit.
And unfortunately, they don't have the damage to do Roche themselves.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, like, if you had something more like a Desolator over on the Marana or something more, it's just gonna... Oh, hello! Finding crit, you'll set her up, he's still got 4 staff available as now, well, he'll push himself down through the river. A Face's voice not gonna let him go. The Moonlight Shadow, they want to escape very early into that Nova. The support's rotating in. General, he's got the arrow available, gonna go for a blind one, hoping to hit someone in the tree lines, but Miracle's already back behind his tier 1 tower. They're mopping up the Forge Spirits, and with the death of the Lion, like, you still have Chrono, but you can't take Roshan, and they know it. This, however, Moon can't TP out for another 8 seconds, but Na'Vi also don't know he's there.
They see General, or actually they see Sineko TP back. They see General in the mid lane, and now they can take control of the Radiant jungle. Lion no BOTs.
That Observer Ward is doing some work on the bottom river. So Na'Vi at least still see what's happening around the front of Roshan. So they repair their lanes, they come back again. They do not want to let OG have this.
There's still Wolves, there's still Sunstrike for scouting.
Yeah, OG see everything.
Hawk.
There's no doubt about that. OG have vision superiority. It's going to take a miracle from Na'Vi to get something.
Nice arrow though. Crit almost gave them another kill at the start of the team fight.
It's just such a risky place to fight. Like, the tier 1 tower is still up. Like, if OG even have a couple of buybacks, they'd be straight back in. They got it also on the Beastmaster and Invoker.
Miracle's threatening the left side of the map. He has BOTs, he can TP onto a Wolf, and they can just immediately do Roche if they see 1 or 2 heroes on the left side.
He could just start taking tier 4 towers by himself if he wants to.
Or maybe solo kill Sineko.
He can actually take the bottom rack solo if he wants to. The creep waves inside the base. Like, back door is also possible.
Well,
yeah.
Miracle looking for a big individual
That's exactly what he's looking at. He's going to slip in through the bottom. He's looking towards the racks, and he starts on the range. He's just trying to force a reaction out from Na'Vi. He knows he shouldn't get caught here, so he'll blink away. Then he is hot in pursuit, but then again, Tornado, he'll have a second to think about it. He'll hit the ground. OG still finishing Roshan while this is happening. A Miracle, there's your BTs away. Under the cover of his BKB, but he bought the space. He created it all for OG. They'll take Aegis, they'll take Cheese, and they'll get out scot-free. And Na'Vi, you come in too late, they smoke up. They actually look like they're trying to take a fight, but there's only 3 heroes who are on the front lines for him. The other 2 are back in mid lane.
And Miracle knew exactly what to do in that situation. That's crazy. And the only person that could catch him out was Ditya Ra, with the BKB protecting him, but just not close enough.
And again, it's the same problem. Like, what do you do if you're Na'Vi? You want to leave the base, but like, if there's BTs on on a couple of these heroes. Like, you got BTs on both Miracle as well as Moon. They come in, you got Necro hooks, you got Forward Spirits going to work. Like, they'll take out either the tier 4 tower, so your bottom ranks, and then you're up against Megas. And what are you going to get in return? A tier 1 tower in the mid? You've taken one tier 1 tower in the top lane in 37 minutes. Na'Vi have no map control whatsoever. So if they push back, they get a little bit of towers, but they lose so much in return.
I think they'd just be happy to kill Miracle.
That would be, yes, he's still worth. At least he hasn't gotten any more kills. That's an upside. He's only sitting on 15 kills at the moment. Hasn't received any more in like the last 10 minutes.
Nor did he have the Aegis. At this point, they could probably just tank the Chronosphere on Miracle and just buy back
Bottom
into
lane. Careful, General. He's just trying to clean up the wave to give a little bit of breathing room. But if you're doing something like this, then it's probably meant for a smoke. But he has to defend the top lane. If the top lane just keeps pushing in time and time again. The Wolves are slipping inside the Na'Vi base, so you don't even need Observer Wards inside the base. The Wolves will do all the scouting for you.
Na'Vi have been quite light on detection this game. They do have the gem on Dityara.
Both teams have the counter vision to the gem.
They still need to catch Miracle.
Yeah.
If he pops BKB before the Chronosphere, I don't think they can kill him.
This still feels really weird. Like, Artstyle's so far forward. It's like they're trying to use the Witch Doctor as bait, so then Didyara can get a good Chronosphere. But it then means you take out of the play the Aghanim's Death Ward of Artstyle, which is like the perfect combo you need to work with the Chronosphere. But with Maledict on Notel, he's the man with the Aegis of the Immortal.
And BKB.
Yeah.
I don't even know who you get if you get Dityara, or if you're Dityara. I don't think you can catch.
They're going to force it, blink forward. They're going to find Notel over in the tree line. They want to kill him first before he actually... Okay, now there goes your BKB. They've at least got that out of him. And Notel's going ham. He really wants a kill. He goes in for Artstyle, able to find him. Notel will pop from this one, or if he will he? I don't think he will. He's going to live through this, taking out the racks. Okay, the Starfall's going to do the job. General, the Maelstrom procs as well. OG taking considerable damage at Moon, caught in the back of the Chronosphere. Fly, they want to kill him off quickly. They're able to do so. General still got himself a double kill. Now Refresher. Moon can come back in looking for another Roar as General tries to stop Notel from getting these Megas up and running. Then he helping out. Notel dropping low. Notel gets the Megas. The Sonic Wave spill onto Miracle as well as Moon too. They're taking considerable damage, but it's Megas for OG and Na'Vi tap out. They say GG. 39 minutes. This series is over and it goes 2-0 to OG.
OG just toying with Dityara at that point of the game. The Hex blow him up for the first time, Refresher roared the second time, and OG made quick work of Na'Vi.
Well, one way to get back on schedule. OG looking absolutely strong. Na'Vi, there are a lot of questions about it. Like, can they perform just as well as they did during the group stage outside their group? Technically, it was only 4 games that they played and won, but OG, they were a team. Last time these two teams met, it was a